Understanding Irfan and Sufism. In each one of these upcoming programs, we will discuss one subject on Gnosticism and Sufism. This program will discuss the actual meaning of the word Gnosticism, i.e. Irfan, and science.
Hello. Gnosticism, Irfan, means to discover. Before the Arabic language was mixed into the Persian language, the word for Gnosticism, Irfan, was referred to as Shanakt, which means to discover. But since 1300 years ago, after the new Persian language was created, a lot of Arabic words got mixed into Farsi Daril, the new language. The word Irfan was used, meaning to discover, and in ancient Greek, this is called Gnosis.
Can we say that Irfan is an ideology?
Irfan is not an ideology or a worldview. It is absolute. To know, to discover. The subject of Irfan could be anything to know. It could be a drop of water or an ocean. To discover, to know. It can be in our physical world or subject to the invisible and metaphysical world. It can be to know self or to know God. The field of Irfan is endless. It could be anything.
What is the difference between science and Irfan, i.e. Gnosticism?
Science means knowledge. The field of science has limitations. Science is the result of repeated experiences in the laboratory, which is accessible for all, and the validity of it comes from the repeated encounters. But Irfan, Gnosticism, is an insight, which means we cannot measure a mystical experience in a laboratory. This is the difference between Irfan, Gnosticism, and science. Scientific experience is accessible for everyone in the right laboratory, but mysticism is an individual and personal experience, and you cannot transfer your experience to others. Each person has to experience it for him or herself.
How is the discovery of seeking on the path of mysticism achieved? You pointed to insight. Is insight the same as seeking?
The result that you gain through your five senses is the start of science and will be followed by rational conclusion. But the difference with Irfan is that it does not use the five physical senses, but it uses the internal sense, which we call the sixth sense. For this reason, the starting point of Gnosticism is an insight. To have insight means to open your heart, to open your third eye, to activate the six senses, i.e., including the five senses. This is what insight means.
Does this mean that insight is irrational?
No, this is not an irrational discovery. It is an extrasensory discovery.
So, is it beyond rationality?
No, it is beyond the five senses. But there were Sufi masters such as Sheikh Mahdi Arabi, Sheikh Muhammad Lahaji, and Sheikh Shahabuddin Sohrawardi, who summarized the result of their direct extrasensorial discovery by formulating it logically and rationally for us. So for this reason, science and Gnosticism are not incompatible. They are complementary to each other.
Is there a method to this discovery, Gnosticism?
Yes, it is exactly the same as the educational system that we have now. If someone wants to study any subject or profession, he or she needs to go to school, college, or university, and have a teacher and follow a specific educational system based on logic and rationality. It is absolutely the same if someone wants to discover themselves and to open their heart. There are specific methods and techniques which seekers learn from their teacher and practice in order to open the extrasensory perception, to be able to penetrate into areas that cannot be understood by the five senses.
Is there a difference between Sufism and Gnosticism?
Sufism is an educational method and system for Gnosticism. This means that the extrasensory perception of a student would be active through the techniques and methods of Sufism in order to be able to discover oneself. The Sufi masters teaches their student how to open their heart, their third eye, exactly like the science students who study under the guidance of a teacher or master. It is the same for the person who wants to open their inner senses. They need to study under the guidance of a teacher.